Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I want to talk about 5 ways to help limit the pressures of the holiday season. Because during the holiday season, it's one of the most pressure-filled times of the year because we have pressures that we put on ourselves, and there are so many different sources, so many different places pulling at us and yanking at us that are adding to the pressure that many people experience during the holiday, which of course is one of the reasons that the holidays can be such an anxiety producing time. So today I want to talk about 5 things that we can do to help limit the pressures of the holiday season. But before I get into that, I want to take a quick moment and say, if you are subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of our world. And if you are not yet subscribed, please take a moment and click the subscribe button below so that you can become a part of this wonderful world of ours. And remember to tick the bell so that you are notified when I post new videos so that you don't miss anything. And of course, if you'd like to purchase 1 or 3 of my books, which also make great gifts, there's also a link below that will take you to a website that shows you all the different places, your different options for purchasing 1 or 3 of my books. Okay, so let me get back to it. The first thing we need to do is do an inventory of what you have and where you want to allocate those resources. This means an inventory of both the time as well as even the money that you have and how you want to allocate that you want to use during this holiday season. There are going to be so many different options, so many different places, so many different people trying or grabbing or reaching for your attention, reaching for your time, reaching for your money. Just about every organization, every nonprofit does some type of fundraiser. They are doing some type of event. There are a ton of, every organization wants to do an event. Organizations that you're a part of, organizations that you've supported want to do an event. And unfortunately, you can't participate in everything. That's why it's important to be able to do an inventory of what you have at your disposal. How much time do you have? What money? How much money do you want to dedicate to your holiday shopping and all that stuff? And then you can decide where you want to allocate those resources, time, money, whatever other resources are involved. 2, know and accept that you don't have to do everything. Again, I mentioned that every organization is doing something. So everybody's doing a toy drive. Everyone is doing a fundraiser. Everyone is doing a holiday party. Everyone is doing a this or that. And then you have your friends and your friends are doing this. Everyone is doing a gazillion things. And unfortunately, you cannot physically do every single one of them. And financially, for many people, you can't do all of them because that is just the nature of it. So know that you don't have to say yes to everything. Know that you don't have, and accept that. It's okay that you can't go to all 5 of the holiday celebrations that you were invited to. And especially there are times when it is not possible to gather with everyone everywhere. And if you're not comfortable going to an event, say that, hey, I can't attend this event this year. Maybe next year will be different. Just know that you don't have to go. Know that you don't have to accept every invitation, and accept that. Get comfortable with that. Because if you don't know, or if you don't accept that, hey, the option of saying no is there, then it becomes less, it's not as easy to actually say no. It's not as easy to tell someone else that, hey, yeah, no, this is not going to happen this year. 3, be okay with what you can do. Sometimes we have society pushing us to do more. A lot of times you have people asking you to stretch a little bit more. You have, a gazillion commercials telling you, hey, please give to this worthy cause. And you have your friends who are on boards and on different places are telling, reaching out to everyone and saying, hey, please support my cause. All these causes are great. However, you have to be able to do what you can do. Be okay with that. If you can support 5 organizations, that's what you can do. Be okay with that. Don't allow others to guilt you or push you or force you into doing something that was not part of your plan, that you're not physically or financially or in whatever way they're asking you to contribute that you were not able, that you were not prepared, that you don't have the resources to contribute to. Be okay with it. Be comfortable with it. So that, because when you are okay with it, when you're comfortable with it, when someone else says or tries to push something else, you're in a better position to stand your ground. You're in a better position to stand in your truth. Actually, I borrowed that from Susie Orman. So you're in a better position to stand in your truth when you are okay with what your truth is, when you are okay with what with where you are. So if you're not comfortable with, hey, I can only give $50 this year, or I can only give give $20. If you're not okay with that, then it becomes easier for someone else to talk you into putting in $100 that you don't have. So be okay with it. 4, learn to do what is best for you and say no when you need to. Everyone will always advocate for you to help them. Everyone will always advocate for you to do more. Everyone will always advocate for you to do what is in their best interest. It's up to you to advocate for what is in your best interest. So it's important to learn to do the best thing for you. Just because you have to say no does not mean it's not a worthy cause. And just because it is a worthy cause does not mean that it has to be taken care of. It has to be done by you. Sometimes you're tapped. Sometimes it's not possible. And be okay with that. Learn to do the best thing for you. Learn to make the decision that works best, that is most in your interest, and say no when you need to. Because just because 3 of your friends have donated to this organization does not necessarily mean that you have the means to donate to all those organizations. Or just because 3 of your friends gave $100 doesn't mean you suddenly magically have this extra $100 that you didn't have. So learn to do what is in your best interest. Learn to do what works best for you and say no whenever it is necessary, because you're the one that it's up to you to advocate for yourself, because everyone is looking to get you to do what is best for them. Finally, as Susie Orman always says, stand in your truth. Be comfortable with where you are. Know where you are. I mentioned earlier the importance of doing an inventory of both time, finances, and any other resources that you're going to need or that you're going to be using during the holiday season. Once you figure out what your resources are, get comfortable with that. Accept it. Stand in your truth. If your budget is $100 for the holiday season, that is your truth. That is your budget for the holiday season. If you plan your holiday budget and someone gives you a gift that is, the same value, the same monetary value as your whole entire holiday budget, then that does not suddenly mean that your budget has to multiply or grow to account for the fact that this person gave you the super expensive gift. Because the whatever amount you could afford before you got this expensive gift is still the same amount that you can afford after you got the gift. So be able to learn to stand in your truth. Learn to accept where you are and know where you are and be comfortable there. Because when you're not comfortable, when you're not standing in your truth, when you're attempting to look or do what is not in your reality, that's one of the easiest ways to overwhelm yourself. And it's also one of the easiest ways for people to get themselves into trouble, because they're trying to do or be in a place where they're not. Okay, so let me do this quick recap. 1, do an inventory of what you have and where you want to allocate them. Inventory your resources so that you know what resources that you have to invest, that you have to allocate, and allocate them as you wish to do. Whether it's both money and time, you need to figure out, okay, this is how much money I have, this is how much time I have, and this is where I'm going to put it. 2, know and accept that you don't have to do everything. It's okay that you have to turn down some invitations, because there are going to be a lot of invitations. It's okay that you have to decline some requests for donations, because there are a lot of requests, and you can't, it's not possible for some people to accept every request that they get. 3, be okay with doing what you can do. When you're okay with doing what you can do, then you can appreciate how much you are able to contribute instead of feeling bad about what you were not able to do. So get comfortable with it. 4, learn to do what is best for you and say no when needed. Everyone is going to be asking you to do what they think is what is in their best interest. It's up to you to advocate and look out for you and what you need. So learn to be able to say no when you need to. You're your best advocate, so learn to do what is best for you. And finally, as Susie would say, stand in your own truth. Know what you have, know where you are, know where you stand, and don't allow other people to shift you or make you do things that that are not within your wheel of capability. You don't have to be pushed to spend time that you don't have, and you definitely should not allow other people to push you or guilt you into spending money that you don't have. So make sure that you're standing in your truth, because when you stand in your truth, it's a lot easier to say no and do what is in your best interest instead of what other people want to make you do. As always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that there are professionals like myself who are available, able, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services who can assist with whatever you may have going on. So please figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need to, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.